cloud. 3, 2, 1.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here today. We are so excited to bring you a virtual class here on this beautiful Thursday in Sun City Center, where, by golly, I got to tell you, it's not so sunny today. We're looking out the front window here. It's pouring down rain. We have a lightning warning. And what's really cool is yesterday I was showcasing some sound effects before the class, and I hit this sound effect. It's one of my favorites here. Okay, everybody can hear that okay? That's the thunder. And I hit that yesterday, and all the power went out in our store. So it was a lot of fun because Brian was teaching his conductor magic class on Zoom at the time. So we lost connection here, and Sean Maloney in Arizona picked up the rest of the class. So we are so lucky to have the technology and the knowledge that we are gaining through doing it this way to bring music to you at home. I hope everybody's doing well and safe at this time. I have a great class planned for you. And of course, just because of our situation here, the weather here, I picked out a song called Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. I'm going to go ahead and start by opening this class up with playing the song. Here we go. Oh, starting to rain. All right, everybody. I hope you got your umbrellas out there. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't hear you. But hopefully, you're clapping, you're awake. And of course, I have my umbrella here. It's raining pretty bad. So thanks to my props team. They're doing a great job here. All right. So let's get right into the music here. This song is called Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. It's appropriate for this time of year, especially in sunny Sun City Center, Florida, where it's not so sunny. I started the song out with my sound effects. Okay, so sound effects are located, Robert, we're going to go to the organ for a few things before the music here. The sound effects are located on the right-hand side of your instrument, and today's world, they're in green buttons over here. And if you have a virtual orchestra, they are still located on the right-hand side. On my Genius number 1, I had rain. And the Genius number 2 is set to thunder. All right, so let's talk about a couple things before we actually get into the music part. I am playing on the beautiful Lowry Imperial today. I can really feel the thunder in my seat. It's got the backup speakers here, so I have surround sound with sound going across the entire instrument while I'm sitting right here in the best seat in the house is where I'm sitting. All the sound is coming from the organ and from behind me, giving me a surround sound effect. And so on the Lowry Imperial, it's an A6000. So if you have anything in the A series, Prestige, Sterling, Patriot, recently we had an upgraded virtual orchestra called the Symphony that's in the same category. And then, of course, Liberty, Marquis, Grand Marquis, and Aria. They are all in this realm of what we call elite model instruments. So we have this here, the Lowry Imperial has so many things to offer, but it was the one and only instrument that came out with the surround sound feature, and people just loved that. I also have a Virtuoso here. The Virtuoso will never play a wrong note. All you have to do is take your fingertip and touch it and glide it across, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. Let's go back to the sound effects. Over here I have, my sound effects are labeled surf, so welcome to Hawaii. We have a nice beach there, the waves on the ocean. We have a bell tree. We have a snare roll and a cymbal crash. Hey, so a horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Why the long face?" So you can use it for that. That's a lot of fun. Well, that's the funniest joke I know, I think. No, it doesn't have any crickets. Actually, it does. We'll get back to that. And then I have applause. So whenever you want to give yourself a nice applause, you can do that. They're all located right here in the sound effects. And but number 1 and 2, there's a word there called genius. So what does that mean? I want everybody to take out your pen or pencil and take a sheet of paper somewhere and just write the word genius. That's Genius. So that's all of you, right? So let's understand the definition of that term, because a lot of people don't know. But if you look all over the instrument, you see genius buttons up here, genius buttons on your tabs. And so genius, the word genius on the Lowry instruments, the definition is simply sounds. So if I go to a genius button on my sound effect, in my screen, when I touch it, it actually says right here, Mr. Brian's going to get kind of closer if he can to the screen, but we're going to do, right here, rain. Sound number 565. If I hit Genius sound effect number 2, the screen actually shows me, and it says the word thunder, sound number 584. Again, a genius just means sound. So if you want to change those, you can at any time. You just touch it, hold it, it says rain. I'll scroll up 1. Now it says rooster, and I'll touch the same Genius sound effect button, and look what I get. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope the bacon's ready. And then I like to use the applause sound, kind of like crackling bacon. You ever hear that? It's kind of funny. Anyway, if I hold Genius again and go to the next one, it says scratch. Well, I don't know what that is, but I'll play it now. So that's like a DJ sound. Anybody want to be a DJ? All right, that's fun. The next one is Scream, Halloween. Oh, my goodness. That's a scary one. Wow. Okay, anyway, so you can have a lot of fun with that. And today, I was using a background style. If you're taking notes, I'm going to send you my notes so you'll get all this stuff here in a little while. And today, you can download the music out of the chat. He's uploaded it. I can see it there. You can download that PDF so you have the music, so when we're talking about the notes and stuff, you have it in front of you. But I was using a background style, a rhythm style called Basic Special Rain. Oh, and I can hear it on our ceiling right now. It's pouring down rain. So Basic Special Rain. If you have these wonderful presets here, or setups, oh, I need to address that. I need to go back in here in a second. If you have 10 or 5 or 8 setups in front of you, when you change these, 1, 2, 3, 4, it gives you not only different sounds, as you all already know, it changes the sounds of your instruments, but it also changes your sound effects. It changes everything about the instrument every time you push one of these. And for this song, it's such a simple song, I didn't really want to change instruments at all. So I kept it on preset number 0, and on preset 0, it automatically gave me rain, and it gave me thunder. Because this is a signature style. I believe it's one of the only, one of 2 or 3 signature styles that's a basic style. So let's go back real quick and talk about the word genius once again. So the Imperial is a top-of-the-line Lowry organ. And then they came out with Lowry Virtual Orchestras, where they changed the panel color to silver. Well, they also changed some of the words, the verbiage, as Joni says. She says verbiage of what they called things, right? So instead of saying genius on virtual orchestras, it actually says sounds now. So if you're like, I have a symphony, I don't have a genius button, well, because they're called sounds. And actually the symphony has genius, I believe it's called genius. But on the Marquis, Inspire, those instruments in the EX, EY technology, they just changed the terms. They changed the terminology to sounds instead of genius. So just know they're the same thing. Okay, we're going to move on from that. So you noted I'm using Basic Special Rain as my background style, and it gave me a really cool, perfect background. If you know the original song, this is a signature style to give me the rain, the thunder, and the actual background for it. So here it is. Cool. Cool. And if you have an Elite model in the EX series, like Marquis, Grand Marquis, or the Aria, there's a new signature style they even made better than that one. And you can just look it up under Song Setup. Whenever you look up Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, I think the background's, the rhythm style is actually called Raindrops, but you'll have to, yeah, Joni's shaking her head, yes. So
Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Check that out. Raindrops is the name of a brand new style that I don't have here to offer. And then yesterday, Robert actually informed me something cool. There's another style. Hey, I don't have Basic Special Rain. Well, that's okay. You still have some options. So there's one in here called, he said, Soft Shoe Tap, Tap Soft Shoe. I don't know. I wear hard shoes. But soft tap, what is it called? Tap Soft Shoes. That's how I got a prop team over here, a rhythm style team, a camera team. All right, Tap Soft Shoes. It sounds like this. It works really well. Now, the tempo is a little faster there, but all you need to do, you know that, you just slow the tempo down. Going back to the one that I was just playing, the one I was just using, Basic Special Rain, just if you want, you can know this. Everybody, look, tempo is all up to you. I don't ever really tell classes, hey, this is the tempo I use, because it's not set for everybody. And if you use a different rhythm, it might be a different tempo altogether, and the tempo I tell you to use may not work. However, I am at 112. So whenever you hear this, I think it's an appropriate tempo for the song. All right, so there's the overview of our instruments. There's one more little thing I'd like to talk to you about before we actually get into the music, and that is on any instrument that has a basic background, which is mostly every single instrument with a touch screen has these, plus other instruments sometimes you'll see a whole panel of rhythm styles, and then you'll see a basic button. Same thing. If you have a basic style and you touch what's called drum variation, it doesn't matter if it's basic country, basic waltz, basic special rain, it'll actually put on a counter for you. And what I mean by counter is like a metronome, like somebody counting the beats, because the basic styles are designed to be the most simple for beginning students, or if you're just learning a new song to use, so there's not all this other stuff going on. You can really kind of focus on, you know, the rhythm, the timing, the chords. And so let me let you hear that. So here it is, Basic Special Rain, and when I touch drum variation, listen to what happens here.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Y'all didn't know I could do that with my hands, did you? So anyway, I'm having a great time on the Lowry Imperial today, playing Raindrops. So now I will give you, we'll walk through the music together. So Robert, you can go ahead and showcase the music there. And so it's in the key of F, and I always tell students if it starts with a chord and ends with the same chord, that's usually the key of the song. And anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about this first page, and then I'll play it for you. But this is very brief. I didn't add any special chords. I didn't do anything extra to the music. I played it exactly pretty much as written. There's a couple times in there you heard me, and if you're writing stuff down, you can write this down. Use a few grace notes where I just started a half step below or one key down, like if the note's A, I start on an A flat, and then I just slide it. I don't even think about the note before it. It's such a brief little thing, but it gives a little flavor. Versus, well, I would prefer, and then I threw in a little extra, and that's all on you. You know, you can learn how to do that on your own by just doing it by feeling, and you'll figure it out. But grace notes are really common, and you just start a note below, black or white, but the immediate note underneath it. So there it is again. Now there, I like, can we turn on gallery view for just a second? There you saw me do this here. So what's her name? Diane All, she used to teach this as a glissando, and she makes a lot of jokes about wearing fingernail polish, because what you do is you use the backside of your finger, your fingernail, because if you try to do your finger, it's not going anywhere. So she says make a New York gun like this, pow pow, right? So you make this shape with your hands, and you take your fingernail and you just brush it across the key, but you have to know when your note starts. So I'm looking at everybody here in the gallery view, so 100% participation here. Everybody show me your New York gun. Go ahead, I can see you, there it is. All right, now you're gonna take that straight down like this and swipe it across the key. Boy, you guys are 100%, look at that. Everybody gets a sticker. All right, so here we go. I like to do that because it adds a little bit more flavor to the notes. This is an easier song to play, and excuse me there, the entourage over here, they're having too much fun. So it makes it more musical and more fun to play, and it's a little showy. So when your friends come over and they see you do it, it's called a glissando. It's kind of cool. It's fun to add. You can add that in there. I'll have that in my notes. So let's go ahead and play that through, and you'll hear those little things. I'm not adding any extra chords, just playing the chords on the page here. Music there, it has a repeat sign, a dot dot, so you go back to the beginning, and we're going to throw the music back on the screen. We're going to talk about one more thing on page 1, just so everybody understands how this works. So the first line of music there goes down, all the way down to a repeat sign. It has 2 dots, dot dot, right? And so you have that there, and it means to repeat to the beginning of the song, and then whenever you come back to that spot, you jump to the second box. So there it is, dot dot, with a circle. How cool is this? So Robert's in Arizona. He's drawing on my music here. I'm here in Florida where it's raining. Stop, Brandon. Hey, let me tell you a joke. If you don't like the weather in Florida, just wait 5 minutes. Yeah, because it changes every 5. Okay. Anyway, all right, we're moving up to the top of the page here, and you'll see the chords. I recommend to all
Hold on
students,
a second, Jason.
That's all right.
Hold on, Jason.
I've got
to
get yourself together. The jokes are just
No,
really
no. We're going to. I've got to teach everybody something.
Okay.
We're gonna take a. You know, I've noticed Jason has done a few jokes today, and I was looking at. Not many people are laughing. So if you ever get a joke that you don't like when we tell it, instead of giving an applause, you do a reverse applause. You go like this. Okay.
Oh, everybody's falling out of their chair on that one.
I see them. They're all going like this right now. Okay. Back to the music. with my
Thank you.
fancy notes.
Oh, by golly. All right, here we go. We have a lot of fun. I hope you guys are too. So if you take a look here, I always recommend play the chords that are in the box. A minor, D, G minor. You see, there's nothing extra about those chords, but they always give you optional chords in the smaller text there. So if you notice, there's one that a lot of people miss because it looks like a lyric, but right there, right right there on the top of line 2, there's an F7. It's a little tiny letter F7. That's important. So let's talk about this for, and then underneath where he's drawing lines there, there's a there's a A minor 7, a D7, A minor 7, D7, G minor 7. All right, so those are optional chords. But let's pretend that we are a choir, okay? How many notes can you sing at one time? All right, we'll get back to the organ for just a second. You can sing only one note at a time. So in a choir, the bass is alto, soprano, tenor, soprano, alto, whatever. So those 4 parts, they have different notes. When they sing, they create what we call harmony. So one note might be this one, and then this one, and this one. That's a 3-note chord. All chords have 3 notes. But when you see a 7 chord, it adds 1 note to the chord, making it a 4-note chord. So basically is what that does is it makes your melody, your background, your harmonies, they all sound a little fuller because they add 1 note. So here's your 3-note C chord. And then this time you'll hear me add the 7. And when you play a 7 chord, like an A minor 7, instead of just an A minor, the instrument knows that you're adding the 7th, so your background also adds a 7th. So I'm going to play an F chord, then F7, and they're the same chord, F. But whenever it adds a 7th, it makes a big difference. So here we go, F, F7, F, F7. So you can hear it changes the chord. It makes it sound fuller, and it leads to the next chord even stronger. So F, F7, B flat, B flat 7, E flat, E flat 7, A flat. They lead to the next chord even stronger. So anyway, just a little side note there. I always recommend start by playing the chords in the box, but you want to challenge yourself to try to play the what we would call advanced chords because it makes your music sound more full, and of course that makes it sound more authentic because those are the actual chords that the artist, whoever recorded the song, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, you know, that's the original. That's the way they would play it. So if you play it that way, it'll sound more authentic to the song. Moving on here to page 2, it's all the same concept here. I'll play through page 2 for you. There's a second ending at the end of page 1, and I hit the second ending, and what I did there was I pushed alter style. It takes the band and it alters the style. The band doesn't change, it just start playing a little different because there's 2 parts to this song. There's this, and then there's this. Glided on the B flat there, but I'll put the little asterisk when I send my notes out later today, so you'll have that. The glide's not really what we're talking about, but that's nice whenever you have a guitar sound to use the glide because it makes it more authentic to the sound. I think I did a workshop somewhere back in the past on glide. So anyway, and you can check that out,
Jason?
youtube.com. Yep.
Did you say you did the glide right here?
Yeah, that was it. Boy, you're handy dandy over there. Wow. Look at that. There it is. Okay, so now that you're all with me then. So let's go back to the alter style. You can use alter style for anything, but take a song like Girl from Ipanema. It has 2 parts to the song. So you might want to play the first part that goes like this. That's one part, and then the next part goes. It's a whole different part. So I use alter style when I do that song. And for this song, the different part sounds like this. It's no longer raindrops keep falling on my head. It's what we would call the bridge to the song. Because right after that little section, it goes back into the original melody. And then I turn alter style back off. So you'll hear it. I'll start on the end of the first page. I'll touch alter style. You'll hear the background change. It'll go from this to this. Oh, right. Yay. All right. Thank you, everybody. I hope you learned a lot with that. But we're going to move on to another instruments. Before I move off of the Imperial, does anybody have any questions?
Speak now, forever hold your peace. Nope, I'm looking at them all. They all look musically smarter after this class.
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
I'll give you my thumbs up virtual sticker.
look
Oh,
at
one
yeah,
question.
look at Paulette here. She looks
Hey.
so much musically smarter.
Hey, Paulette.
She is just
Wow,
glowing
you've got music
with
coming out.
knowledge.
Right. Awesome.
Oh
Right
yes.
below there. Very
And
nice.
as I was looking at Inez,
Sorry.
I noticed during the class that Inez started getting more musically smarter than she already knows. Oh, yeah.
My golly.
It's amazing. You're a great class leader.
I think we
Yeah.
had I think we had one question.
Oh, we got David.
Mr. David.
Oh.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi.
I get the
just a
camera
question on the sound effects with the Genius
Sure.
1 and 2.
here. Yes.
When I first set that up, it automatically went back to cymbal. Then I
mine
played
too.
with it again, and then it seemed to stay. Does it always go back to what it was originally, or
Correct.
can you set
So
it that way?
okay, so once again, all your presets have specific sounds on the upper and lower keyboard. They also have a specific sound to the virtuoso, and they also have a specific sound assigned to your sound effects. So if you change it, like when I change it to rooster, okay, there we go. As soon as I go back to my other preset, it changes back to rain.
Okay,
Okay. So if you want to change your sound effects, you probably should do that before the song, but just know whenever you change a preset, it's going to change your sound effects. So that's why, you know, if you have a USB stick, use that and save what you want. Because whenever you save a preset to your USB stick, it will save, you know, the sound effect that you have chosen for that.
very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then if everybody has a manual, you have a list of sound effects in your manual that all have numbers. So Thunder, I've done a lot of stuff with Thunder because Halloween music is really cool to use Thunder. I've done what's his name? Harry Potter music with Thunder. It's really cool stuff. So Thunder is number 584. So if I use my keypad and go 584 and touch the Genius on my sound effect, it'll throw Thunder over there. Well, how do you know what number the sound effect is? Well, if you look in your manual, there's a list of sound effects with a specific number assigned to each one. And you might be surprised. I was surprised to have that scratch noise or whatever it was. And then we had the scream. And there's a lot of sound effects that you can use. And, it makes your music a lot more fun, I think.
We have another question. Helen Beam. Helen, you should.
Hi, Helen.
Yes, there you go.
Okay. How do you get the basic special rain?
Okay, great question. So
I have a Sterling. I don't know if it's on it.
Okay, so the basic special rain that for Sterling, the easiest way will just be to touch your rhythm style button called special. And then under special, you'll see in the last option, it just says basic. So your special button's here. And then in the screen, it says basic.
Okay.
It doesn't say basic special rain, but when you click on it, in your other little window on the side that tells you the full name of rhythm styles, whether it's in your screen or you have a little window over here too, it'll say basic special rain.
Okay.
The easiest option, though, if you're not able to ask a question like that for somebody to tell you exactly what button, well, basic special rain starts with the letter B. So you can go into keypad and type in B and then hit style list, and it'll pull up all those styles starting with B, and they're all listed right there. In fact, that's how I found it the first time, because I didn't know it was under special. But when I clicked on it, it showed special. So that's how I knew. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Hopefully
Thank
that
you.
answers, yeah. Any rhythm style you're looking for, if you have a keypad, I recommend typing it in. It's the fastest way to go. Another question from Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. You got to unmute yourself there.
Did I understand you correctly that your virtuoso can also change the sound?
That is correct. So a lot of times it'll change for you, or you can also change it yourself. You have if you have a personal assistant at your store, which you do, you should call them and have them walk you through it. But you have a virtuoso button, and on that button you have options to change what's called the source of the virtuoso. So for example, whenever I go into a really cool style called the train, it will automatically put virtuoso as a fiddle, because now I can use my virtuoso instead of doing pretty little things like this. I can now just kind of do a little hoedown with it. So it's a lot of fun to do that. I've put saxophones on it, where I've taken little solos with saxophones, or the most popular way that people use the virtuosos when they do something like this. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with your virtuoso, and yes, you can change the sound of your virtuoso.
Thank you.
One more question here on the Elite
Ronald?
models. Hey, Ronald.
Yes, you mentioned notes at the end of your broadcast. How do I get those? How do you send them out?
Robert, you can answer that question if
Sure.
you'd like.
So, a couple things. Every Saturday, I send out an email. Let me just, every Saturday, I send out an email with the all the classes of the week, and I usually send some links. If there were materials used, and I get them, and these materials, by the way, are only the ones for the company-wide. So some stores have their individual classes too. I don't do that because I would probably never get off the computer. But the Wednesday, Thursday classes and the product feature classes, if there is any handouts or something like that, what I typically do is I send an email on Saturday and I say, here's the class. It'll give you a YouTube link to the class that was recorded for those product feature classes, as well as, and then it'll say handouts, Jason's handouts or something. You click it and you click the link and it'll just give you that. And then what we're getting in the habit of doing now, as we just discovered, is anytime we have a handout like today in the chat, I upload it a couple times, the PDF, you could at least get the song. But in this case, he's got some additional notes, so you'll get that information.
Okay, but you don't have to be like a member of your club or anything like that to get this?
Well,
Because-
you just got to pay us about $1,000 a
Oh,
handout.
okay.
No, just if you're on our email list. if
Okay,
you're
I'm on your list.
Yeah, just be on the lookout for the
Okay.
the email. So basically, that's how it's come.
I thought you had to buy an organ from you to get all this, or another.
You can do that if you just want to be nice anyway.
Oh,
It helps.
okay, thank you.
But the answer to your question is, I send out an email on Saturday morning. Is usually
Okay,
when I send it.
I'll be looking for it. Thank you.
All right. Carolyn?
Yes. Good
you have your
morning.
hand up? You have a question?
Yes. Yeah.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
Okay. Regarding your updates for, not updates, sorry, your, yes, sorry about that. I had it already. When you do your updates on Saturday, can you access that only online at the time? Or if you can't do it on Saturday and you go to YouTube, can you print out your information then?
Okay.
Or only,
All right, let me answer this question this way because I know what you're asking. The videos are always on YouTube. Okay? That's what the YouTube channel does. It just gives you the videos. All right? And they're there until I block it or whatever. But right now I'm not doing any. I'm giving everybody access to it. So because there's a whole new thing we're doing, I'm giving everybody the access to all this stuff. All right? The handouts, the PDFs is a separate thing. That will only be available through that email. So if you need, just don't delete that email. Because what happens is we're on, this is the 18th session of these classes. And every now and then I'll get somebody else say, can I get all the handouts? And I have to, it's a little bit difficult because I got to go through my computer and find all the handouts and upload it. And it's not that easy to do. And I haven't figured out a way to give access to all of that information all at once. But right now, the best thing is don't delete the email. If you didn't even check that email for 2 weeks and you went back and you clicked on it, it'll still be there. All right. So, so we try to keep you very current and involved. Okay. One other question here. We got iPad Betty.
How do you get on your email?
Well, let me ask you this. How did you get today's link for the classes?
It comes up on my email, but
Okay,
that's
well,
all I get.
you're already on then. If you
Oh.
you got an email from me that gives you the link to this class,
Yes?
okay, well, you're going to get it because if you're already in this group, you're getting it on Saturday.
I haven't gotten any, you mean,
If you got an email today
yes.
to join this class and you clicked on it, then you're going to get that because I send it the same way. So on Saturday, you're going to get that email.
Okay. All
So
right,
if you
thank
got
you.
the link for today, then you're on our email list.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good question, Claire. Claire,
Me? Can you hear me?
now we can.
Okay. That email that you sent out on Saturday comes to a Dropbox, doesn't it? It just doesn't come as a
Well,
PDF. And that
yes, it does.
Dropbox thing is
No,
so
no.
confusing.
No. The materials, the music, the sheet music, and the handouts is a separate link that gives you the PDFs. The Dropbox links was something I set for presets if people wanted the presets. That's a whole different.
Oh, because I couldn't do anything with that Dropbox
That's
thing.
different. That's if you want the presets. That's a little trickier for some. But if you wanted the handouts that I sent out last week, like there was Just a Closer Walk with E and some type notes, there's another thing in that email that says click this to access the materials. When you click on it, it automatically opens up the PDF.
Okay, because I had trouble with the Dropbox thing and I thought, this is
Go to
crazy.
the other link. That other one was
Handle
just
this.
the presets. Was just the presets.
Okay, but do you want to ever explain how you do that Dropbox thing?
At some point, I got to figure out because it's different for everybody. Because if you have an
Oh, okay.
iPad, it's different. If you have an iPhone, it's different. If you have a laptop, it's different. If you have a PC, it's different. There's like 7 different methods, and I haven't figured out an easy way to explain that for everybody.
Okay, so the PDF is a better thing. Okay, thank you.
All right. Next question, we have Carolyn, one more, and Jason wants to show how to set it up on the Easy 10.
Okay, I have one more question. I have a computer, new computer, and I am not receiving your information. Should I rejoin? Because you say if you're part of, to the woman just before, that if you're part of our email and she received it, and she joined, would I have to rejoin again on your part? Because I'm not getting them.
No, if you got the link today.
No.
I had to forward it to her. I'll talk to you about it afterward, Carolyn.
Okay,
I'll call
thank you.
You didn't unsubscribe, did you?
No, I subscribe
Okay.
to your website.
The reason why I say that is because I have had every now and then I get I will get every now and then I'll get somebody that said they're not getting emails and I find out they've accidentally subscribed. So when you do get those emails, keep in mind that there's a couple things. They either go into a separate folder sometimes, but if you accidentally click on the unsubscribe, I'm telling this to everybody, it will automatically unsubscribe you. So that's another time for another discussion. You can send me an email and we can figure it out or get with somebody. But I want to get back to Jason to finish up the class now. He's going to do it on the Easy 10. Where are you, Jason? There we go. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're a little quiet. I would try
A
to
little
turn it
quiet. Hey there, everybody. Robert, are you still there?
Yep, good enough. Go ahead.
All right, what song was I playing today? I forgot.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So, hey everybody, I'm back here on another instrument. This is the best top of the line in this size, I tell you what. This is called the Lowry Easy 10. It is a virtual orchestra. It came after this, the Sterling was created as the big virtual orchestra. Then they pulled the best things out of it and put it into a smaller model. And then smaller than this, Easy 4, Easy 3, 2, and 1. So I take this over when I used to play at restaurant next door to our store because it has this setup. So I can play one song and then without having to worry about changing sounds like finding different things, I can just use another setup, 1 through 5, and it changes perfectly my top and bottom keyboard. I don't have a sound effect button on this, so we'll make a little rain here. That's nice, isn't it? Okay. And then I'm using a background called Standards Full Band. And I had somebody suggest Hawaiian is nice for this song too. It just depends. If you're, from my hometown of Bartow, you got a bunch of country folk there, so you might like country music there. And or you can use Latin is really good. I don't think I'd recommend polka for Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. But it really just depends on what you like. I personally like the Frank and the Count Big Band because it gives me a nice sound with a nice background. It sounds a little bit like this with Tommy Dorsey on trombone. right, everybody, round of applause. Thanks for being a part of my class today. I'm going to talk. Oh, thank you. So thanks. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. So I hope you guys have enjoyed and learned something today. I'm going to talk very briefly about.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, and thanks for all the great questions and for being a part of our new normal as we bring you virtual classes. So real quick, I didn't have sound effects, so I made a little sound effect there with some rain. You can just pick out some notes, and it doesn't matter. You know, whatever rain sounds like to you, you can try to create that, or you know, get some help with that if you want. It's just some fun. And then I don't have alter style on this instrument, so whenever I went to that part that went. It's a different part of the song. So I just changed my setup to number 4. And since I didn't have alter style to make my music sound bigger towards the end or during that part, I also went into my feature button, went to transpose, and I went up 1/2 step, just touch the scroll up 1 to make the whole song sound new again as I played the last part. Let's see here. Okay, and then at the end, I hit this here. And it made the whole song sound different as I ended the song. So hopefully, and again, all that will be in my notes. So, hey, what if I don't want to use alter style? Well, use transpose or change your sound. There's always a lot of options, and it's really up to you. The most important part is that you understand when to do things like that, which is always at the end of a phrase. So if you repeat something again, you change something. If the song changes into a bridge section, you change something, maybe alter style. That's what we did today. And then here at the end, I even use a little transpose there to make it sound great. And that's what we call an arrangement. So I hope you guys had a good time today. I think Robert has a couple of announcements real quick, and I'll see you here in just a second. Any questions? Any final questions about the music? Music questions?
Evidently not. That's good. That's a good class. That's great.
Well, you guys are smart. I hope you will all play this song. And my favorite time to play it is when it's raining outside. It really is fun. So here we go. Robert, you have any announcements here?
Well, I do. I'm going to do a couple announcements for him, actually. Actually, pretty much just one. And I hope you guys can all make it. This is tomorrow. We have our Zoom musical of the week. That's tomorrow at 11 o'clock Arizona, 2 p.m. Florida. Do not miss it. We are going to have a lot of fun. We actually have not just 1 or 2 people playing. We have seven artists playing. Well, I guess I should say 6 artists and me, because I'm going to play too. So that is tomorrow. Don't miss it. John Riley, our company owner, is actually going to be hosting. So you want to see him and, you know, ask questions if you want to. So he'll be hosting, and we're looking forward to it. So don't miss that tomorrow, okay? Call out of work that day. Oh, wait, you guys are retired. You don't have that. All right, so have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.
All righty. So, everybody, I'm going to do a quick finale here. I thank you so much. We're going to we're still on, right? Am I on? My mic's on? Everything's good? Okay, good. So here we go. A little, I forgot one little part about this song. So whenever you finish the song, you got to do it like this, okay? Here we go.
You.
All right. Now I'm going to end it's still raining over here. Make sure you have your umbrellas ready. You know, we were actually discussing having Mr. Brian here throw buckets of water on me today during the class, but our lovely Miss Joni, she said not to do that today. So, but this is her umbrella. So we're having fun. I'm going to end today. I'm going to play a little bit of Rock Around the Clock for you as my little finale. Thank you again for being on the class, and we'll see you guys soon for the next one. We'll talk to you later. Thanks again. Here we go. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday, Thursday. We've got an incredible thing going on for you tomorrow, an incredible performance with a lot of artists. You're not going to want to miss it. Tomorrow, Friday at 2 o'clock, and I'll be sending my materials out, like Robert said, this Saturday. We'll talk to you soon. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.